Ever wondered how the timeless wisdom of ancient military strategies could be the secret weapon you need to crush your competition in the cutthroat world of business? It might sound surprising, but the principles of warfare and market dominance share more similarities than you think. Today we're embarking on a journey into the heart of Sun Tzu's The Art of War, specifically Chapter 6, aptly named Weak Points and Strong. This chapter is a masterclass in strategic thinking. Prepare yourself to learn the art of outmaneuvering your rivals, not through brute force, but through cunning and calculated moves. We'll explore how to exploit their vulnerabilities while safeguarding your own strengths. Get ready to learn how to outsmart your rivals by attacking their weaknesses and avoiding their strengths. Let's get started. In this chapter, Sun Tzu introduces the core ideas of emptiness and fullness, concepts that are fundamental to understanding how to gain a strategic advantage. Emptiness in this context signifies weakness, vulnerability, a lack of preparedness, or an undefended position. Conversely, fullness represents strength, preparedness, a concentrated force, and a well-defended position. The supreme commander, according to Sun Tzu, never directly confronts the enemy's strongholds. Instead, they skillfully maneuver their forces to create opportunities where the enemy is weakened, distracted, caught off guard, or strategically dispersed. This involves forcing them to stretch their defenses thin, launching feigned attacks to sow confusion and mislead their decision-making, striking swiftly and decisively where they are unprepared, and only engaging in direct confrontation when you've established overwhelming local superiority. The core strategy boils down to this: meticulously identify or strategically create points of vulnerability within the enemy's lines and then focus your strength precisely there, avoiding any engagement with their solid, fortified front at all costs. Pretty cool, right? It's a testament to the enduring power of strategic thinking. But the real question is, how does this ancient wisdom, forged on the battlefields of the past, translate and apply to the fast-paced, ever-evolving world of modern business? Let's dissect Chapter 6 and extract 6 actionable lessons that you can immediately implement in your business strategy, each illustrated with a real-world example. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped to dominate your market with the strategic prowess of a seasoned battlefield general. Friends, here's a quick tip to maximize your learning. To truly absorb this video's lessons, commit them to your long-term memory and transform them into actionable strategies. I highly recommend watching the video at least 3 times. Repetition is key to mastery, and with consistent practice, you'll build the essential tools and strategies you need to achieve lasting success in your career, business ventures, and overall personal development. Lesson 1. Strike where the enemy is weak and avoid their strengths. This principle, fundamental to both warfare and business, emphasizes efficiency and strategic thinking. It's about choosing your battles wisely. In warfare, this means targeting vulnerable spots like poorly defended positions, logistical bottlenecks, or unprepared units, while steering clear of their strongest defenses or most capable forces. Identify the chinks in their armor. Exploit the gaps in their lines. It's all about maximizing success with minimal losses. Why waste resources on a direct confrontation when a calculated strike at a weak point can yield the same, or even better, results? In business, this translates to finding areas where your competitors are weak, like underserved markets, technological disadvantages, or gaps in their offerings, and avoiding head-on battles in their strongest domains. Don't try to outmuscle a giant where they are strongest. Find their soft underbelly. Take Walmart's early strategy as a prime example. Instead of directly challenging big department stores like Sears in major cities, where those rivals were well-established and strong, Walmart strategically targeted rural and small-town markets with little to no competition. They offered consistently low prices and unparalleled convenience, methodically building a retail giant from the ground up before even considering tackling urban centers much later in their expansion. That's a textbook example of striking at weakness. So where are your competitors vulnerable right now? What are they overlooking? How can you exploit those weak spots to gain a competitive advantage and establish a foothold in the market? Lesson 2. Force the enemy to react to you. Don't just sit back and wait for opportunities to arise. Create them. In war, this is fundamentally about seizing the initiative, acting decisively first, and compelling the enemy to respond and react to your calculated moves. You dictate the overall pace of engagement and keep them constantly on the defensive, disrupting their plans and eroding their morale. In business, this proactive approach translates into launching innovative products, disruptive services, or groundbreaking marketing campaigns that force competitors to adapt their strategies and scramble to keep up. You're essentially setting the market agenda and defining the new normal, while they're perpetually playing catch-up. Apple masterfully nailed this principle with the introduction of the iPhone. They didn't simply incrementally improve existing mobile phones, they completely redefined the entire category by introducing a revolutionary smartphone ecosystem, the App Store, intuitive touch interface, and a host of groundbreaking features. Industry giants like Nokia and BlackBerry, who had previously dominated the traditional mobile phone market, were completely caught off guard by Apple's disruptive innovation, and were subsequently forced into a reactive scramble to stay relevant, ultimately resulting in a massive loss of market share. So what bold and innovative move can you make today to proactively put your rivals on the back foot, forcing them to react to your vision and ultimately securing your position as a market leader? Lesson 3. Speed and surprise are critical. In battle, swift, unexpected actions stop the enemy from mounting a solid defense or counterattack. Speed turns a weak point into a decisive win. In business, this is about getting innovations to market fast and catching competitors off guard with unexpected moves. Zara's fast fashion model is a perfect example. Their supply chain can design, produce, and distribute new items in weeks, not months. They quickly copy runway trends and meet consumer demands, surprising slower rivals who get stuck with outdated inventory. How can you speed up your game and surprise your competition? Lesson 4. Deception and misdirection. In war, you hide your true intentions. Feign weakness to lure the enemy into a trap or feign strength to scare them off. Make them prepare for the wrong threat. In business, this means keeping your plans under wraps and using marketing or PR to mislead competitors about your next move. Tesla pulled this off in 2013. They showcased a 90-second battery swap system for EVs, grabbing headlines and suggesting it might solve slow charging. But their real focus? Quietly building the supercharger network, the scalable solution. Competitors wasted time on battery swap ideas while Tesla locked in their charging lead. How can you throw your competitors off your trail? Lesson 5. Adaptability over fixed plans. This is where many strategies falter. In war, sticking to a rigid plan, no matter how brilliant it seems initially, can spell disaster if the battlefield shifts unexpectedly. The enemy rarely cooperates with your perfectly laid out scenarios. Sun Tzu says adapt to the situation. He emphasizes the importance of observing and reacting to the evolving circumstances on the ground. Rigidity is a recipe for defeat. In business, this translates to pivoting when markets, technology, or competitors change their game, even if it means ditching what worked before, and quickly. Don't be afraid to abandon a failing strategy. Netflix mastered this art of adaptation. They saw the writing on the wall early on. They started with DVD rentals, a successful model at the time, but they astutely shifted to streaming as consumer habits and technology rapidly evolved. They anticipated the future. That pivot, that willingness to change, made them the streaming king, while others, like Blockbuster, clung stubbornly to old models and ultimately faded away. Are you flexible enough to pivot, to change direction swiftly, when the game inevitably changes? Can you see the shifts coming and adjust accordingly? Lesson 6. Know when to engage and when to withdraw. This is about strategic patience and calculated risk. In war, not every fight is worth it. Engage when you've got the advantage, when you have superior positioning or intelligence, and when the goal truly matters. Otherwise, conserve your strength. Withdraw when the odds are stacked against you, when the risks outweigh the potential rewards, to save resources and fight another day. Don't throw good money after bad. In business, this means carefully weighing costs and benefits before jumping in, and being brave enough, decisive enough to cut losses when something simply isn't working. Microsoft learned this valuable lesson, albeit painfully, after buying Nokia's phone business. It seemed like a good idea at the time. They quickly realized they couldn't effectively compete against the established giants Apple and Android, so they made the difficult decision to withdraw from smartphone hardware. A tough call, but a necessary one. They then wisely refocused their efforts and resources on software and cloud computing, like Azure, where they now dominate the market. A strategic retreat led to a major victory. So ask yourself, where should you pull back, reevaluate, and reposition your forces to fight smarter and more effectively another day? So, there you have it, 6 powerful lessons from Sun Tzu's Art of War, adapted for the modern business battlefield, to help you win in business. 1. Strike where the enemy is weak. Avoid their strengths. 2. Force the enemy to react to you. Control the tempo. 3. Speed and surprise are critical elements of any successful strategy. 4. Use deception and misdirection to confuse your opponents. 5. Choose adaptability over fixed plans. Be ready to change course. 6. Know when to engage, and equally important, when to strategically withdraw. The big takeaway from all of this? Find or create vulnerabilities in your competitors and relentlessly hit them there. Never waste valuable energy on their strong front. Ultimately, it's about outsmarting, not simply overpowering. Strategy trumps brute force every time. If you loved these actionable insights and want to learn more, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell for more business strategy tips and in-depth analyses. Which of these lessons resonated most strongly with you? Have you ever successfully used one of these strategies in your own business? Drop your experiences and thoughts in the comments below. I can't wait to read them and learn from you. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Let's bring these timeless strategies to life with 2 real-world case studies, showing exactly how Sun Tzu's lessons can make or break a business in today's high-stakes markets. First up, Apple's iPhone launch. Back in 2007, the mobile phone market was dominated by giants like Nokia and BlackBerry. These companies focused on hardware and secure messaging, confident in their market position. But Apple saw a hidden vulnerability: the lack of an intuitive all-in-one device that combined phone, internet, and music. Instead of attacking the strengths of established players, Apple struck where they were weakest: user experience and ecosystem integration. Apple's bold move? They redefined what a phone could be, surprising competitors and consumers alike. Their strategy embodied Sun Tzu's advice to strike at weakness and use speed and surprise. By the time rivals realized what was happening, Apple had already seized the initiative and set a new standard for the industry. The result? Market dominance and a multi-billion-pound ecosystem built around the iPhone. Next, let's look at Netflix versus Blockbuster, a textbook example of adaptability and the power of strategic withdrawal. In the early days, Blockbuster was king, with thousands of stores and a brand synonymous with home entertainment. Netflix started small, mailing DVDs, but they spotted a critical shift: the rise of broadband internet and changing consumer habits. Instead of clinging to their original model, Netflix adapted, pivoting to streaming, investing in technology, and even producing their own content. Blockbuster, meanwhile, stuck to their guns, refusing to withdraw from their brick-and-mortar strategy until it was too late. Netflix's willingness to adapt and Blockbuster's failure to withdraw from a losing position sealed their fates. Netflix became a global powerhouse while Blockbuster faded into history. These stories prove that Sun Tzu's ancient wisdom isn't just theory, it's a formula for victory in the modern business battlefield. Adapt swiftly, strike where your rivals are weakest, and never be afraid to change course when the moment demands it. Which of these case studies inspires you most? Let us know in the comments, and remember, business is war, but with the right strategy, you can win without fighting. You've seen how Sun Tzu's strategies shaped industry giants, but how can you use these ancient principles in your own business journey? Let's dive into some of your most common questions. Absolutely anyone can use Sun Tzu's wisdom. Whether you're launching a startup, running a local shop, or leading a team in a multinational company, the core lessons, adaptability, strategic thinking, and seizing opportunity, are universal. The key is to think creatively and act decisively, no matter your size. Start by listening to your customers. What are they frustrated about? Where do your rivals fall short? Use reviews, surveys, and even social media to spot gaps. Sometimes the smallest pain points, like poor service or confusing websites, offer the biggest openings. That's your chance to lead. Sun Tzu reminds us that speed and surprise can disrupt even the most stagnant markets. Look for emerging trends, new technologies, or shifts in consumer behavior. Move quickly, and you can set the pace for others to follow. Monitor your results honestly. If your efforts aren't yielding progress and the landscape is changing, don't cling to sunk costs. As Sun Tzu says, "He who knows when to fight and when not to fight will win." Be bold enough to change course when the evidence demands it. Now let's put it all together with a simple action plan. Step 1. Assess your strengths and weaknesses, and those of your competitors. Step 2. Identify opportunities where you can move faster or smarter. Step 3. Act with speed and creativity. Don't wait for permission to innovate. Step 4. Keep listening, learning, and adapting as the market evolves. Remember, victory in business isn't about brute force. It's about strategy, insight, and being ready to seize your moment. Which Sun Tzu lesson will you apply first? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more strategies to help you win your own business battles.